Good morning, boys and girls. This is Miss Williams. Hope you had a great weekend. This is one of your math videos for the week, and I'll be making more videos for you. This week, we are learning about counting 1 to 10, representing the number in different ways, whether it's the number words, the numbers, or objects to match the numbers and represent them. So this is week 3 that we're in, so we've made it through another week, and go ahead and get started. It's kind of a review for some of you. We did a lot of the work last week, so we're just adding on. The district has given us more time to keep practicing. So we'll just keep reviewing and practicing counting numbers to 10. If you want to extend and keep going to 20, that'd be great. But for now, we're working to 10, and for some it may be a review, and for some need to just continue to practice. So if you didn't get a chance to do the work last week or finish everything, this is your chance to do so. Alright, so we have counting 1 to 10. It says, how many bears do you see in each box? So you're going to count the bears. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so there's 4 bears. Then look at the next box. How many bears do you see? 1, 2, 3. And I always tell kids to make sure and touch each one so they don't forget to count one, because when the groups get bigger, it makes it a little harder to remember to touch and count each one, or if you're looking at it trying to count, you might forget one. And so in math, if you forget one, then your answer is wrong. So always count carefully, count one at a time, and always say touch and count. So even though we're at our laptops and computers and iPads and phones, we can still use our finger and touch each picture that we see or object we see. The next one, how many bears do you see in each box? So count how many blue bears you see. Then count here, the next one. Count and see how many are there. Let someone check to see if you got the answer right. Maybe you can look at it and just tell exactly how many there are. Remember, we were doing subitizing. How many bears do you see in each box? So count the bears at the top. Then I changed it to books, and so count and see how many books there are. Maybe count it 2 times to make sure you get the right answer. How many books do you see? And then on the bottom, how many books do you see? And I put these slides or PowerPoint presentation in Google Classroom. So at the bottom, you should be able to go back and open this up and practice counting. You can draw the pictures and write the number in your journal. You can touch and count, let someone practice with you. And the next one, how many books in this box? How many books in this box? Then next, it says students use for journal entries for this week. So you're going to have either one die to practice. You can check and see if maybe you have one in maybe one of your board games already. You may already have one. You're going to take it and roll it, count the dots, and then write the number. So you have the dots and then the number. Then what you could do is you can draw a picture to match if you want, or you could get objects to match. Maybe you've got 6 cars. You could line up 6 cars to match what you rolled. Maybe you want to write the number words and practice. You can write the number words. Then in one of your journal entries this week, I said to use two dice. And so you're going to roll 2 dice and count the dots of how many. So you're going to have to count how many there are all together. So on the top, I see 6. On this side, I see 5. On this side, I see 3. But on this one, you don't say, oh, I see 6 and 6. See if you can put them together and count all of the ones on top. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that would be counting all the dots you see on top. And that's counting on because you started with 6 and then you had to think what number comes next. So it was 7 and then you keep counting. You might count how many are on this side. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And so on this side there's 9 dots. So hopefully you can find some dice that you can use and practice counting, writing the number word, and drawing the objects. And I thought another one that would be good just now is Uno cards. Those have numbers on them. So you could lay the numbers out and then you could put objects in your house next to each number. Or maybe you have something else you'd like to use at home that you could use to practice counting and match them with your Uno cards. Or maybe you have some other cards that have numbers or pictures or dots on them that you could use to practice. That way you'll be good and fast. You'll be able to quickly recognize the dot arrangements for supervising. You'll be able to count fast. You'll be able to look at those numbers and know them and even be able to spell the number words. So make sure you're practicing. Okay, the next one, I was thinking you could use Dominos for your journal entry. So you could use the Dominos. You might already have some that you could use. And then I thought, well, what if someone doesn't have any or doesn't have time to go and buy any or get any? You could use your homework paper and you could use each one of these to add the numbers. So you could use, like this one has 4 and 1, add all the dots together. You could write the number 4, the number 1, and then count how many in all. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 dots on that domino. Or down at the bottom, maybe you see this one and you want to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 dots. So you could practice that way. The same thing you can practice with objects, showing objects. You could do, if you have cubes at home, maybe you have something small that you could use to match the dots. So you might have, 4 little pennies, and you have 1 little penny, and then you put them together and count. You could do numbers, practicing writing the numbers on the back. Or if you want on paper or in your journal somewhere, but just practice. Make sure you're looking to see if you're reversing your numbers. Sometimes when we're writing the number 3 or 5 or 6, we might write it backwards or confuse the numbers 6 and 9. Sometimes when we write 12, we forget and we write the 2 first and then the 1. So those are things you can also practice. And make sure you're practicing writing your name nice and neat. Because when you go to first grade, they expect you to write your name, first and last name, correctly. Okay, next, it says students can use these items to create fingerprints to represent the numbers 1 to 10. So I thought it would be good, since we're going to be studying letter P this week, and we have the pa, pa, pa sound, that we could use Play-Doh and we could use paint and still be learning. So in our math book, in your workbook page that you had last week for math, it showed pictures of fingerprints. And so I thought, oh, it'd be cool if you can do fingerprints in the Play-Doh. And to represent a number, maybe you do 5 and put your finger in there and make fingerprints for 5 fingerprints. Then paint, maybe watercolors or finger paint. You could practice with different numbers. You can have someone in your family pick a number, or you might want to pick a number and then put it on your paper, if you have poster board, cardstock, something maybe a little sturdier than regular paper, and then you can make fingerprints to represent the number. And then when it dries, you could write the number. You could write the color word that you use, maybe 1 and then yellow and then 2 and blue. So those are things you can add to your picture. Next, students will draw objects in their house to match the numbers 4, 2, 1, 5, and 3. And so you can use, look in your kitchen, you can look in your room. Hopefully your room is not got stuff everywhere, but you can look in your room and use those objects to match. So if you have 4, maybe you have 4 balls, or 4 dolls, or 4 cars. You can use that as your objects. Maybe you look in the kitchen and you see 2 spoons, and you can draw 2 spoons or 2 bowls. So make sure and ask permission, but maybe you can check in different places in your home and match with the numbers. The next one, I said parents give students a number and students clap to represent the number. So maybe your mom says clap 5 times, and then you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then says students may pick different movements. So maybe you want to do jumping. Maybe you're just wiggly and need to move around. Jumping, and you can jump maybe 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and then maybe pick a different one. So think about movements that you can do to practice counting. Next, counting the dots. It says how many dots. So I have here how many black dots, how many red, how many green. You can count each square or box, and then you can go and then do all of them together. Then I have how many dots in each square, and practice. If you want to put them in your journal and draw them to practice, that way you can go back later to check and practice again later. Then I have a couple of videos, supervised practice up to 5, and then I have, and then I have supervised super fast to 10. So you'll be able to count super fast and recognize those numbers as well. And he has with hands, he has the dots, looks like I think the 10 frame. So he has a lot in there for you to practice. But I think I put the videos in the Google Classroom, so you'll be able to visit those at this time. Let me try to play one for a little bit. May run out of time, but I'll start it at least.